Hi there, Sandra here from Cupola Corner. Today I'm going to show you how to make a Valentine card that uses 3D hearts. You're going to need a few things. You're going to need a small hole punch. This is a 1/16 scrap piece of paper that you can make a placement template out of. You're going to need a 1-inch heart punch. You could go slightly smaller, slightly larger without impacting the placement on the card. And then you're going to need some scrap paper to make a template and to make your hearts. So I started with a card base, an A2 card base, and then I placed a red mat on and then a pink mat, each of them 1/8 of an inch smaller all the way around, so you're cutting your paper 1/4 of an inch smaller each time. To make my hearts, I simply punched them out. I drew them the holes on and then cut through them, folded them to help with the stitching later. When you're punching, it's a nice idea to hold your punch upside down, then you can see exactly where you're placing it so that you don't overlap an area that you have already punched, or when you're using pattern paper, it's nice to be able to see exactly where you are punching. So you're going to cut your hearts, you're going to stitch them just down and up, tie a little knot, and you're going to make 12 of those. Then when you've got your mat prepared, your mat's prepared on your card base, you're going to take these 12 little combos here and you're going to glue the bottom and just glue them on. And how you get them in place is you make this little template, which is cut the same size as the top mat, fold in half, measure for thirds, draw your lines, and then what you've got is a placement. You're going to lay this down here, glue, glue, glue. Next row, same thing, all the way down to the last row, and then the last row you're just going to have to kind of eyeball where it goes. So this one was made entirely with cardstock. I did try one with pattern paper. Same thing, a basic A2 size card base, and then my mat, and this time patterned paper. This one I made my hearts, I alternated the two colors so that I also alternated my embroidery floss to coordinate, and then used my placement grid to glue them on. Nice thing about these cards, you flatten them down, they fit in an A2 envelope, they don't need any extra postage. When somebody gets it, if they want to fluff up the hearts, it's easy enough to do. I also made one here where I just took the A2 size and squared it up. So this would be 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, and I did cut these hearts with my Cricut Joy machine. And then what I did was I had 4 layers. So I've got the bottom one is the purple coordinating cardstock, and then I've got the pattern paper and another purple cardstock, and then the other pattern paper. And this time I used ribbon to stitch. It's more than 2 holes. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes, and I used a saddle stitch to stitch them together, and then I glued it on with the purple. So saddle stitch is fairly easy to do. I use it with my little journals that I make for the bindings, and you could easily learn how to do it from a video on YouTube. I do have a video on my Cupola Corner channel that shows me doing it, but it's not an explanation video. So if you wanted to try that, there are lots of really good places that show you how to do that. You can just search saddle stitch and online, and it will explain to you how to do it. So a neat idea for a 3D card that can be mailed, and yeah, I hope you give it a try. It's really a cute little look. I'd like to try one sometime, maybe with pattern paper being part of the hearts in the smaller size. I think that would be interesting to see. These cards are great to use for Valentine's Day, for wedding cards, anniversary cards, things like that. This paper is the Spiced Plum from Cupola Corner, and this one back here is from the Heart to Help collection from, sorry, not Cupola Corner, but from Creative Memories. And I believe both of those are still available. So thank you so much, and I hope you give it a try, and until next time, happy card making.